Well, welcome back everyone to Sammo's vegetable garden. Well, welcome back everyone. It's a couple of days since my last video, and I decided, since this was my last day off before I do another stint, I'm going to sow the last of my tomato seeds. The ones I'm going to do, I'm going to sow today. It's near March. It's well in the seed sowing period of these seeds, so they should be alright. I'm going to put them in a heated propagator in my greenhouse. As you can see, I've got no hat on and what have you. It's a lovely sunny day. Things are hopefully picking up. I've got loads of seeds, so if anything happens to them, I can just sow some more later on. So we'll get stuck straight into it, and well, it's simplicity itself, really. You've seen it loads of times on YouTube, so I won't go through all the airs and graces of it. I'll just get it done. I'll let you see how I do it, and we'll get cracking, eh? This is the pot I'm going to put it in. It's just a little one. I'm only going to do about 3-4 seeds of each one, so it doesn't need to be a big container. So, as I say, simplicity itself. Just get the tray. This is just ordinary verve multi-purpose compost. There you go. Just pack it in lightly, just like that. So there you go. Put that to one side. Hope you can see that. Right. The ones I'm going to do today are this one, and it's Outdoor Girl. It's an outdoor variety, it says. So hopefully it'll do with our changeable climate, shall we say. So I don't know if you can see them there. There's the seeds. Just look like any other tomato, and just plant a few. I've got 5 there. That's more than enough. The other one I'm doing is this one, and it is red cherry. Looks a nice one, and again, you can start this way back in January. It's nearly March, so it should be well within the period where it can quite happily germinate. Those seeds. A little bit smaller, but still look like tomato seeds to me anyway. So I'll just sprinkle a few of them in the centre of this. And finally, the last one I'm doing is the first time I've used this one, and it's this one. Oops. And it's, sorry for stretching there, it's like a plum tomato, but a small plum tomato, and it's, I think you pronounce it Principe Borghese. So it's like a sun-dried type of tomato, this one. So looking forward to that one. And again, you can sow this March to April, so hopefully that should be okay. So just again, I'll show you the seeds. There you go, just look like your normal tomato seed. And I'll put this at the other end of this container. There you go. So all I need to do now is just put a fine covering over the top. There you go. Easy as that. There you go. Just gently tap it down so the seeds are in contact with the soil. And then I just give it a water on the top. I think that should be just about right for it. There you are. Leave that to drain. So there you go. All in there. And the vital thing is don't forget to label your plants. So there you go. So we've got Outdoor Girl, Red Cherry and Principe Borghese. So all I need to do now is stick this in my heated propagator in the greenhouse and let them do the thing, and hopefully it won't be long before they start breaking through the surface of the compost.
As a little afterthought, while I was doing the tomatoes, I remembered that I was left a comment from my last video from one of my subscribers, a Jackie Comer. I think that's how you say it. And she was saying, why don't I sink when I transplant my tomato plants? Why don't I sink them low down in the ground and get it to create more roots like they do? Well, my philosophy when it comes to growing tomato plants is a little bit different to the norm. What you see on YouTube videos and a lot of internet sites out there. And basically, the way I think of it is you've got this young tomato seedling, and what it's trying to do is trying to develop a root system, its primary root system, and trying to develop top growth on the plant. And if you transplant that seedling and sink it lower into the ground, what I believe you're doing is you're causing it to produce new roots along the stem that is now underground, and by doing that you're diverting sort of needed and necessary energy and nutrients that it's trying to produce and give to the primary root growth and the top growth, and all that's getting diverted into producing these immature secondary root system. So basically you're stunting the growth of this seedling plant. So what I do is when I transplant my seedlings, I transplant them but pot them at the same depth. And basically what that does is you're not creating this secondary root system, so all the energy is going into producing the top growth and the primary root system, and that way you get a more mature, healthier, robust seedling plant. I keep doing that as I transplant the plants on, until the final transplant, where its final grown spot, whether it's the ground or in a pot. And when I do that final transplant, I then sink that plant deeper into the soil. Now, because this plant has been potted on at the same depth, it should have a very lush top growth and a well-established mature primary root system, so a very healthy plant. So when you sink it lower on its final transplant, that plant has got so much top growth and a well-developed root system. When it does eventually start producing this secondary root system from the stem that is now under the ground, it's got so much top growth and well-established root system that it put loads of energy into producing this secondary root system now. It will recover from the transplant shock a lot quicker, in my opinion, and generally what you'll end up with is a very happy plant and a very productive one. Right, well, that's my philosophy. That explains why I do what I do when it comes to transplanting tomato plants. I hope that answers your question, Jackie, or anyone out there who's interested in my thoughts on the matter. So we'll go on to the next clip.
Right, well, I'm starting to harden off my tomato plants now. Being transplanted, suffering no ill effects of the transplant, so everything's good there. So now it's just a case of a couple of hours a day, slightly increase the time they're out in this greenhouse over a period of about a week to a fortnight, and then hopefully the weather will be a bit more comfortable for them, and they can be left in this greenhouse for the rest of their lives, shall we say. So yeah, so they're starting to harden off, and just wanted to show you these onions. Quite a lot of them are starting to fire now, so that's good. The weather must be slowly getting a little bit better, so that's good. So those Centurion, yeah, those Centurions are doing really well. This is a little update on how I prepare my soil for the coming growing season. I did a pH check of all these pots, and they were all, most of them were okay. Some I needed to add a little bit. That pot down there, I needed that was weighed down to about pH 4, so I had to add quite a bit to that one. And it's about a month since I did that, and I've got the meter in there, and as you can see, it's now around about 6, just over 6. So it's gone from pH 4 to pH 6, which is, well, it'll do me. Between 6 and 7, that's what you're looking at roughly for most veg. And that's done the trick. So, all in all these beds, I've checked them all. I wasn't going to do it on video, I just really wanted to show you that one. That was really bad, but it's okay now. But the others, I've checked, they're spot on, so they're all ready for when I get some veg grown. Right, so we are at my raspberry canes. I've got a number of them here, all doing really well. They need tying in, which is what I'm going to do now. Basically, these are summer fruiting raspberry canes. These canes here grew last year, and they've got buds on which will produce this year's growth, and hopefully around about June, July. The way this weather is, it might be even sooner, but hopefully we'll get another bumper crop of raspberries. So I'll let you have a look at the canes, a bit closer look, just to show you what they're like. So these are last year's, as you say, the brown and woody, but certainly on this one you can just see that bud there, it's just starting to peek out, and that one there is starting to move. So these need tying in. As you can see, some nice green ones there. You see that? There you go. Really nice. So they're on the move, so they need tying in. So just basically what I do, and well, these are the canes, and as you can see, they are starting to come to life. Some of them are starting to burst out with the new growth, so that's good. So that's my raspberry, and this is my blackcurrant, and well, certainly at the top, as you can see there, the buds are starting to show signs of life. Some green tips there. So yeah, the blackcurrant is doing all right. It's coming through this year, which is good. So hopefully I'll have some blackcurrant raspberry jam this year. So I'll put this back on the stand and I'll show you how I tie them in. Okay, so as I say, we'll deal with this cane here. Hope you can see that. Basically, all you need is roughly get a length of twine and a sharp knife and cut it. So all you need to do is just loosely tie it onto some sort of fence support. I've got some string keeping these in place for the moment. Just attach it on, just like so, and then it's just a case of a wrap it round, taking care not to damage any of the buds. Just like that, all the way up to the top. Just like that. Okay, and then, I hope you can see this, I'll move the camera so you can, there you go. So, got the stem going along there, so all I do is just tie it in and fasten it in place, just like that. And there, as you can see, the cane is just bent over in an arch, and I'll do it with one more. So again, roughly figure the length of twine you need. Just give it a cut. So again, fasten it on to whatever support you've got. Just like that. And then, just like the last time, wind it round the stem. The more you do it, the less strain you put on any one point of these new canes, these old canes, because they are old, they can be brittle, so if you bend them too much, they could snap, and that would be a bit disastrous. So again, just right round the top till you get right to the end. Just like so, and then, as I say, just pull on the end of the string, and that will just create a nice gentle curve to the cane, and it won't cause any damage, and just fasten it in, just like that. And then I'll tell you what, do one last one, because it's one of the biggest ones, so I need plenty of twine for that. So yeah, so it's that fella, this fella here, so fasten it in. Just like so. Start twisting around the plant. Or cane, should I say. Doesn't take very long. And it just means your cane isn't flapping about in the winds. Normally I would have done this about a month or so ago, but with the bad weather I just haven't been able to get out and do the things I normally would have done. So there you go, nearly there. There you go. That's it. So again, bring the string down, give it a pull, and that way you gently put pressure on the cane, and then just tie it in a final knot, and you're done. There you go. So there you go. I'll not show you the rest of them, but yeah. Some people, why do you bend? Why do you let them grow so tall and then have to bend them over? I explained in a previous video that I've read and looked up on various growing websites and what have you, and people have said the 60% of fruit production, no, I'll get this right, the top 60% of the cane is where you get the most fruit. So if I was to prune, for example, this cane here, which is way up here, you can't even, it's there, but you know, it's about 2 meters tall. That if I cut that back, I'd be losing about 2-3 foot of cane, and all that fruit would have been lost. So I let all my canes grow as tall as they want, but when it comes to the next year, I bend them over so they're all about this height, like these are, and that way I get all the fruit, and it's at a nice easy height to get to. So that's my raspberries sorted. Well, that's it. The raspberry canes have finally been tied down, so ready for this year. Tomatoes, the last of me tomato sowing has been done in the electric propagator, so hopefully they'll be excuse me, they'll be alright. Onions coming along a treat there, so things are looking good. Well, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the subscribers. They are steadily creeping up, so that's very good. So till next time, I'll see you later in my vegetable garden.